guys? The Bench Buddies are back. And as you can see here, we have the playoff bracket for the NBA. And we're just going to jump right into it here. No subscriber promotion, nothing. We're going to talk about this Phoenix and Dallas series. The first game starts the 2nd of May. And I'm going to go with Phoenix here in this one. I think they're going to win in 5. Booker's health isn't going to be a question after I think he's going to play 35 minutes in game 1. So they're going to not really have to worry about that. So the Phoenix Suns are moving on to the conference finals, healthier and looking to play, one of those hot scoring teams.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting series. Obviously, Booker is not 100%. And Dallas, obviously, neither of us were high on them going into the playoffs, but they really impressed me. Handling business against Utah, most of those games without Luka. If they can get contributions like that from Brunson and Dinwiddie, this series could be a dangerous one for the Suns. I would not be super surprised if Dallas pulled the upset. I'm going with the Suns in 7. I think Luka is going to have a really big series. The Mavericks are going to be able to push the Suns, but in the end, the Suns are the better team. So I think they'll come out on top, but in 7 games.
And then the other West Conference semifinal, we have the Warriors taking on the 2-seeded Memphis Grizzlies starting on Sunday, the 1st. And I'm going to take Memphis in the upset here. I think they're going to win this one in 6 in Golden State. I think they're going to get that road victory because Memphis has it out of their system. They have their first ever playoff, experience, series win with them under their belt now. All the young guns knows what it takes to win a series. And now they're facing the veteran team, the Warriors, though, so that's a big concern. But I think it just doesn't matter this year. The Grizzlies, they've been on a crash course to face the Suns ever since, the All-Star break, it feels like. And it's going to happen this year.
Yeah, I just don't see the Warriors losing this game. A lot of this comes down to experience in this series. Obviously, the Grizzlies, like you said, they just got their first series win for a lot of these players, but they struggled in a lot of those games. They had to come back in games against Minnesota. And you can't get down big against Golden State like they did in their last series because they'll put you away fast. And I just think Golden State takes one of the first 2 in Memphis. And I really don't see the Grizzlies winning in San Francisco. So I'm going to go with the Warriors in 6 in this one. I think they close it out at home in game 6. It's game 6 Clay, that's just always a legend. He always shows up in game 6s. Torn ACL, doesn't matter. So I'm going with the Warriors in 6.
Moving over to the East, we have the 1-seeded Miami Heat facing off against the 4-seeded 76ers, who are without Joel Embiid. And that's all you need to know for the series. It doesn't matter if Butler or Lowry are on minute restrictions or if they're out. Miami has just a better put-together team. They're a more team. Any team that has James Harden on it is never a team. So that's all you need to know here. I'm going Miami. I think they're going to get this one done in 5 on the road in Philly. They're going to clinch. And Philly, this was their year, supposedly to be their year once they brought in Harden. But, now with Embiid out, unfortunately, it's not going to be their year.
Yeah, I agree. Just Embiid being out, that's pretty much all you need to know for this series. The Heat should have Butler and Lowry back. That's what it seems like at least. And yeah, you got to put the ball in Harden's hands. Harden is the one that's going to decide the series for the 76ers. But let's face it, he couldn't even get it done when he was the league MVP and he had Chris Paul on his team. So he's not that guy anymore. He doesn't have Chris Paul anymore. And you're facing the Heat, who have just been a dominant defensive team. So I'm taking the Heat in 5 as well. I think Harden might have one big game to get the Sixers one win, but the Heat are just going to be too much for Philly in this series, especially without Embiid. I think Bam Adebayo is going to dominate.
And moving to the last series, we got the 3-seeded Bucks going to Boston, the 2-seed. It's going to be 6 games. Who's going to come out on top? I'm taking the Celtics here. I got to go with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to beat Giannis's Bucks. And I think it might be a different story if Chris Middleton's playing here. I think it would at least go 7. I don't know which way I would swing if that's the case. But right now, if you're just looking at it on paper, the safe pick here is the Celtics. It's not it's still going to be a close series. It's nothing, to guarantee this is my lock or anything of the four teams that I'm moving on. If you really like competitive basketball and playing to the last whistle, the little things in basketball what make the game so great, this is going to be the series for you because both these teams grind it out. That's how they get their wins. And Boston is just going to do it better in the Garden.
Yeah, I would say Boston in 7 if Middleton was playing. And it's hard for me to pick against the healthy Bucks, but Boston's just playing that well right now. And obviously, they just swept the Nets. That's no small feat. That was pretty impressive what they did, especially winning both of those games in Brooklyn. But now Middleton's out. That's a huge loss for the Bucks. There's no way around that. I know Giannis is Giannis. He's gonna be dominant like he always is, but if you don't put enough help around him, teams can really lock him down because there's no one else they have to worry about. And that's going to be the case here. I'm going Boston in 5. I think they close it out at home in game 5. And I feel for Giannis because their team is really peaking, or well, they were until Middleton went down. But Boston's just a buzzsaw right now, and they'll get through in 5.
And that's going to be it for our video today. Make sure you guys come back for our conference finals previews and picks as well. But until next time, Bench Buddies are out.
She never called back.